It's the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. Yes, from Transformers, the movie. And this is a different Bumblebee. It's not a repaint, remold of any of the others, so he kind of stands on his own. But we're going to go through him and see how he stacks up quality-wise and if you want him in your collection. I'm Captain Kyle. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. If you've been watching a while, thanks so much for your support. And now we're going to get buzzworthy. Okay, it's Studio Series. Be right back. So yes, we finally got a actual Bumblebee, and you can see him on the back there from the movie. I mean, we've had some great Bumblebees lately, I have to say. The War for Cybertron, Earthrise one, you know, spot on, kind of realistic. There's been some cool ones. There's been the Origin one, but this is the definitive one that's supposed to be a homage to the original 1984 toy that was put into the movie and all that stuff. So let's go through them, get him out of this prison and pop him open. Now he does have a backdrop on the Unicron. No, you cannot defeat. This is after he got rescued from the acid pit when Daniel managed to knock down the acid cover. I really don't use those. I've asked before if people use these backdrops, and some of them do, some of them scan them, which is nice. But if you're like me, I don't have a lot of room. So if you want to use that backdrop, wonderful. If not, I totally understand. And I'm doing surgery to get this gun off the back. But let's get Bumblebee. He's like strapped here like Quintessons are going to do experiments on him, which would be a cool storyline. Ah, he just fell forward. Sorry, Bumblebee. All right, so let's take a look at this guy and get this plastic shit off my table. So zooming in, there he is, a nice representation of what we remember from the cartoon and the movie. I have a feeling we have a gun in here, so let's take it out. Now, the original toy did not come with a gun, but this is very reminiscent of the one they used for him in the show. As you know, he shot at nothing for his first shot when he first threw his weapon on Cybertron, but we all know this. But he looks good. His windows were usually like blue, I believe, in the show, but they've made them black, which is fine. I don't mind at all. They are opaque, so we're not gonna have to deal with any of that. Well, my cup's got clear windows. Well, my cup's got opaque windows, and I have both, so, you know, which one is better is based on your opinion. But Bumblebee, who was named thusly, yes, he was supposed to be small. He was supposed to be the kind of buddy, the Scooter, if you will, from GoBots. The one who could relate most to humans, but he also, being a Bumblebee, he was supposed to have some kind of sting. I don't know. I don't think he was supposed to be tuna. But a cool mold. Let's go through some posability. You can hold on to your gun. I trust you won't shoot me. Better not. Yeah, I'm liking the deco. And is there an ankle swivel? Not exactly. I mean, the entire lower leg can do that. And that's kind of reminiscent of his artwork. Look at those legs. But I'm not actually seeing a regular swivel. Just the lower legs can bend like that. Interesting. So yeah, if you ever look at original Bumblebee artwork, his legs are kind of funky, as I recall. Can he do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme, though? That is the real question. That is the burning question on everyone's mind. And there you go, full Jean-Claude Van Damme. Toes up, no problem. Which he can kick forward. He can kick back. He can do a side kick. He can bend at the knee, I believe. There we go. Bends at the knee. He's a little high. He can bend inward in a configuration that looks extremely painful. It does twist all the way around. Can he twist at the waist? He can. Yes. I don't know why I'm doing a Megatron. Beast Wars voice has nothing to do with this figure. No. Arm all the way around. Bends at the elbow. Swivels. Fists. They twist. Head turns all the way around. Doesn't really have much of an adjustment to and fro. Kind of make him nod, but doesn't really stay. But yeah, overall, about what you would expect as far as posability on this guy. Now we are going to get into his vehicle mode, but before we do that, just for scaling, because he stands about 4 inches tall, which is still taller than the original mold, though this is not quite the original mold. This is the one with the retooled face. But still, you can see there is a notable difference in size here. And this falls over much more easily. And he's also about the same size as the War for Cybertron Netflix version. Very similar faces, but slight differences. And this one doesn't have a fucking bazooka. I do somewhere have Bumblebee's regular gun that goes on here, but you can't store it in vehicle mode anyway. So overall, cool robot. About what you'd expect from Bumblebee. Let's remove his weapon. We'll give him one more turn on the turntable of doom. And let's get him into his vehicle mode, which there's apparently like 23 steps. A few more than the original. So there he is in his vehicle mode. Now, one thing you may notice is that he is not a realistic looking Volkswagen Beetle. He basically looks very similar to what he looked like on the show, very similar to like a penny racer, not a pen eraser. And pretty similar to, though not exactly like the original mold. But he does look very much like he did in the cartoon. But I will say, if you are looking for a realistic looking Volkswagen, you should probably go get the one from Netflix. Though from what I understand, he's pretty hard to find. And when you do find him, he's not exactly cheap. I mean, obviously, this is a much more realistic looking Volkswagen than whatever the hell this is. I like the robot mode, the vehicle mode. Yeah, definitely not quite a Volkswagen, but kind of again an homage to the mini cars. Nice black bumper, nice black windshield, weapon storage on the back. I mean, I'm glad I have him, but I have to admit this one is much more realistic. Then again, we were dealing with cartoons, so how realistic does it need to be? So there you have it. This is not really a Versus review. I'm just kind of showing some comparisons, but there you have the new Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. Clever little guy. Ooh, roll test. And he rolls very well. I like it. So I will, of course, put a link in the description so you can pick this up. If you want one of these, you can go for one of the Walmart reissue Bumblebees, the most recent batch, and I'll put a link to see if you can find this on eBay, but gotta squeeze them a little bit more together. But yeah, I understand this is difficult to find. So if you need this one, good hunting. So there you have it. The Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, a cool toy. Not hyper realistic, but kind of as realistic as the movie was. And while you're debating whether or not you'd like to get this guy, you can check out this one over here, which is actually the Origin Bumblebee versus the Cybertron Bumblebee from Generations. And if you're enjoying this content, by all means, feel free to subscribe. We will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.